Well, isn't that a sexy little intro? Welcome to the Ballistic Report. I'm your talented host, Ike Moore, and this is the show where we break down pop culture. And this is our first show of 2016. As you can tell, a lot of changes will be happening with this channel, and one of the more important ones is what I want to announce right now, which is from this point forward, the Ballistic Report will be a spoiler-filled zone. I appreciate your enthusiasm. What this basically means is every show that I talk about, every movie I talk about, I will be talking about it as if you have seen it as well, which means we're going to go into full details, not leaving anything out. And if you haven't seen it, that's perfectly fine. You'll just skip to the next story. But I say this and I stand by it. From now on, we're embracing spoilers, not running from them. Now that I've angered every single one of you with the spoilers you're currently seeing on screen, let's get started, shall we? We kick off this movie-filled episode with news that the new Fast and Furious movie, Fast 8, will be in theaters next April. This, of course, coming off the heels of Furious 7, which is now the 6th highest grossing film of all time, making over $1 billion worldwide. Now, I'll admit it, I haven't seen every single movie that has come out, but the movies I have seen are very, very fun to watch. I love the chemistry between the cast. I love the action sequences. I love how it's basically balls to the wall. Anything goes in these movies, no matter how ridiculous. Now, people wonder constantly, and rightfully so, if making new movies is an insult to Paul Walker due to the fact that he's no longer with us. But I never saw it as an insulting thing. I always felt that if Paul Walker was here, he would want the legacy of these films to carry on. And let's think of it this way, folks. We all might be gone in a few years, but this franchise might still be alive. How scary is that? Heck, our great-great-grandchildren might be talking about Fast and Furious 37. That is mind-blowing. So, big ups to the cast for carrying on the franchise, and I look forward to seeing what they have up their sleeves. But if we're talking about blockbusters, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is going to be released in almost 2 months. During our time off, more footage has been released, and more I get excited about this movie. This is a situation where both men see the other as a threat to society, and they'll do whatever it takes to make sure they don't exist anymore. And overseeing all the action is Lex Luthor, who I admit in the trailer seems a little bit too jokey, but I'm sure once you see the movie, you'll see him going into a darker transition. And this movie, believe it or not, will be the first time Wonder Woman has been seen on the big screen. That is amazing to me. She has never made a movie appearance ever. Now, there's been some concern that too much footage has been seen of this movie, but I agree and I disagree. I agree that there is a risk that they probably have shown a little bit too much, but you gotta keep in mind, this is an over 2-hour movie, so there's a lot of other stuff we haven't seen. We may have seen a good portion, but we haven't seen the whole picture yet. So everyone just calm down and let Uncle Ike tell you, you haven't seen the whole movie. Don't let the trailers and all of the TV spots fool you. There's a lot of this movie we haven't seen yet. And come March 25th, everything will be revealed. But hey, don't forget about me, Sylvester Stallone. I won the Golden Globe for Creed, and I even I'm nominated for an Oscar. It's about time someone recognized me, or else they get punched in the mouth. Adrian! That's actually a great transition into this next story. Now, the nominations for the Academy Awards were out this week, and notably missing were a few African American nominees. More specifically, performances like Michael B. Jordan in Creed. Yes, absolutely, Sylvester Stallone deserved his nomination, but Michael B. Jordan pulled his weight as well. There was no recognition for Straight Outta Compton. I mean, sure, they got nominated for Best Original Screenplay, but none of the actors got a nomination, not even the director, which I found very puzzling. If you guys know me, you know that was my favorite movie of last year. Even Will Smith didn't get a nomination for Concussion, which, let me tell you something, everybody makes a big deal how Leonardo DiCaprio has never won an Oscar. Where's Will Smith's Oscar? He's been due for one for years, but that's another video for another time. This has caused a lot of controversy, and honestly, I can see both sides of this argument. Yes, I believe that it's very hard to nominate every movie because a lot of movies come out during the year, and you have to see which ones are powerful enough to be even nominated. Even getting nominated for an Oscar is very, very hard. On the other hand, you can't leave certain people out. When you see those performances, you have to know that they are due for a statue. Of course, all film is subjective, so I can't fault anyone in this situation. But let me tell you this, Chris Rock is going to have a field day hosting the Oscars, especially since a lot of African Americans have not been nominated. I'm sure he's going to have a great time ripping that apart. And that will do it for another edition of the Ballistic Report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this is your first time, click that subscribe button. All of my social media outlets are in the description box below. And until next week, I've been your talented host, Ike Moore, reminding you it's okay to be ballistic as long as it's done responsibly. Take care, everybody.